Hey, No Brains, No Headache listeners. You can find every episode on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Episodes are available to watch on YouTube, where you can subscribe, like, and comment on each episode. Make sure to follow No Brains, No Headache on your favorite social media platform for up to date news, clips, and poorly timed jokes. Now, let's get into this week's episode.
No brains, no headache. That's the way I like it. Turn my worries into jokes. Set 'em on fire while we light it. No brains, no headache.
No Brains, No Headache podcast, episode 297. We're getting closer and closer to that big 300 mark, and we're coming up on 6 years. So I just want to start today off by saying thank you for being with us, enjoying the show. Matt and I are happy to be your entertainment in your ear, in your car, at work, at the gym, wherever you may be. We appreciate you listening and supporting us. And I think we got another one lined up today. A bit of a doozy. We're recording ahead of time. We've been bitching and moaning about recording on Monday. So we said, hey, you know what? Let's record on Sunday so we're even freshly hungover.
Yeah, you know what's the only day that could compete with being worse than Mondays? Sunday.
It's called No Brains, No Headache for a reason, people. I'm Jordan Weichel. I'm going to be your host today. Happy to be here. Damn glad to do so. As I mentioned earlier, I'm here with Matt Cleary, my co-host, confidant, longtime friend, fellow comedian. I've known him longer than most out there, and it's always a real treasure to meet up weekly. Sometimes I call him Ongo. Some people call him Matty Applesauce. Ongo Gablogian, how we doing today?
I thought a 2-day hangover was bad. The 2-day all-you-can-eat sushi hangover, even worse.
I was about to say, I think we're both rocking sushi hung titties today.
Dude, I found out, I didn't know we really had this all-you-can-eat sushi place in Bismarck. It's awesome, but at the same point, all you can dump afterwards, I don't know if it's worth it.
I did the thing where I ordered a couple rolls and an app, and then they came back around. They're like, "Is there anything else I can get?" You know, I was like, I'm gonna take a peek at that menu, that food menu, one more time." And then it was like, "Give me the most sushi, not in quantity, but like give me the most like I want as many different types of raw fish in this bitch as possible."
Yeah, I got like a seaweed salad, sashimi, a sushi roll for my first go around. Then I got some crab rangoons, another sushi roll, and some chicken pad thai. And then the third
Jesus.
time around, I got some beef stuff, another order of crab rangoons, and an egg roll.
5th of SoCo boot rally.
I was like, the guy came around, he's like, any room for dessert? And I just see like my belt explode open. I'm like, no.
It's like that scene in Dennis the Menace where he's feeding the homeless guy beans under the bridge. His belly's just hanging out. He's just sweating profusely. There's just beans all over his face.
The amount of times that particular scene has come up on this podcast has to be up there with Forrest Gump. Like it's one of the references that we always have a callback to.
Yeah, it's just funny like that. I understand if you're explained to somebody like that's how you're feeling, they're like, I totally understand. Homeless guy under the bridge, Dennis the Menace scene. Why don't you just say so? You know, it's like I can't make it into work today. And they're like, why not? It's like homeless guy under the bridge, pot of beans, Dennis the Menace. They're like, you know what? Take 2 days.
You have a lot on your plate. You know what? We'll see you in a week. But we were leaving the restaurant, and like I didn't really know some of the people I was with like very well, but I was like, what are you guys doing after this? Do you want to go out somewhere? And they're like, oh, we're going to go for a walk. What are you doing? And I was like, I'm going to go do a bunch of blow. And they're like, really? And I was like, no, I got to go home and feed my cat.
We're going to go for a walk. I'm going to do blow.
Yeah.
Like we're two different types of humans.
Yeah, but
no, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, do you feel better about do you feel more sophisticated if let me actually preface this. Do you know how to use chopsticks properly?
yeah, I'm the LeBron James at chopsticks.
Do you feel like a more sophisticated human since you can use chopsticks compared to somebody
A
else who can't?
100%. It's using chopsticks is very similar to like flying first class. You just look down on the other people that can't.
And then how do you feel about people who eat wasabi?
If it's on something, fine. If they're just hammering wasabi, jail.
Yeah, like the side of wasabi comes out and they're like, stirring it all up and like
Yeah.
dipping their sushi in there.
Are you just eating string cheese?
Yeah.
I initially thought you put a Zin in, and then it just kept coming. I was like, what the fuck?
These zins are really hitting the spot today.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We always talk about food on this podcast, and I texted you before as we were kind of getting ready. And I was like, I know I should probably go get food beforehand, but there's two sides to every coin, right? I knew if I got food beforehand, I would be like, we probably wouldn't have recorded because I would just be sawing logs on my couch. But I was like, okay, I'll just tough it out. And as I was setting up, my stomach was just like, and so I'm not gonna lie, I hammered some chips and salsa like right before we popped on. And I was debating, I was like, should I just from off screen bring in some chips and salsa? And I was like, you know what, the string cheese will probably do just fine.
I would have been so jealous if you had chips and salsa because I would have had time to eat. I was checking out at PetSmart and a guy decided to buy a fish tank with all the fixins, and it took like 20 minutes to ring up. And I was the only other person in line behind him with one thing.
And
I don't know why he
nobody,
couldn't have been like, hey, you know what? Would you like to go ahead of me? I'm going to take for fucking ever to get out of this place.
yeah, did the employee not have like the wherewithal to be like, hey, that's cool, I'll help you. Mind if I check this guy out super quick and then I can give you my undivided attention?
I don't know if I told you this, but I was at PetSmart. They're not really renowned for their forward thinking employees.
Do you think the pets are smarter than the employees at PetSmart?
Yes.
Okay. Was he
And
like, oh, I want the, you say you got a fish tank?
yeah.
And they're like, which one? And he just points at the display over there. They're
Yeah,
like,
I'll take that one. It's like, yeah,
all
we're
right,
gonna-
let me go get the DeWalt power drill because we're going to have to disassemble this thing. Should be about 2 hours. Be right back. You ever seen Deuce Bigelow?
yes.
That's so funny when
The fish tank. Doesn't he like grind the fish up in a blender?
I think, yeah, they threaten.
Yeah, because he
that,
puts
and
them in
then
the
he does,
blender
yeah.
to save them, and then he accidentally turns it on, and it just roasts all the fish.
Well, it's just funny because it's Rob Schneider and he sees Homeboy doing those like upside down crunches where he's got the things, the little hooks attached to his ankles. So Rob Schneider comes out in like just like a man thong, essentially, a Speedo, if you will. He can't get up. He like can't do the sit up, so he's just stuck there, and then he like swings back and forth and grabs onto the fish tank and just water everywhere. It's like
Pretty
one of those
underrated.
uncomfortable watches, but it is a good
Yeah.
one. But yeah,
you-
like I said, episode 297. Matt, I've been getting a lot of compliments on the podcast lately. Have you been hearing anything from the people?
Not a peep.
Terrific.
Yeah. I get a
Absolutely.
lot of, are you still doing the podcast? And it's like, yep, every week.
Well, I got some new listeners. I did my usual thing where it's like, give me your phone, and just like go in there myself and make them follow us. But it actually worked this time. A TikTok follow went to from that to them reminding, us reminding them that we still got the pod coming out. And then they listen to the podcast. So I just want to say thanks to all the listeners out there. And no matter how you support us, whether you do listen to the weekly episodes, that's great. YouTube, Spotify, wherever. Or you just follow us on the socials. Like that's cool too. So really appreciate it. Got some good compliments recently. Yeah, so I'm just happy to bring the entertainment. Matt and I going back and forth. I think it's weird, like, because now that I'm living down here, I think people meet me and then they know me and then they get introduced to you through the podcast and they're like, dude, you and Matt are just absolutely ridiculous. And it's like, Yeah, we definitely plan ahead a lot on
Yeah.
exactly what we're gonna talk about. I have no idea. Probably Forrest Bump's gone. Forrest
Bump's Gom is just getting plowed by the
Okay,
principle of the spool.
I sound like Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Your mama sure does care about your education. It's probably that or just like chicken wings.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about
I
sushi.
actually have a football question for you. So I was
Go
doing a
ahead.
little deep dive on the Panthers draft class, and part of me got thinking, I realized that the Vikings don't have a GM.
No.
Why wouldn't they hire one before the draft?
They canned Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah a while back, and they just came out and said it. They're like, we will not be hiring a GM until after the draft. And it's like, so let's just back up a touch. The most important position in your organization, from an administrative leadership standpoint.
I could argue anywhere the GM is the most important.
Yeah,
part.
yeah, just in general, like having the
Yeah.
general manager.
Yeah, in
of
general,
your
the general
organization.
manager is pretty important.
I've always wondered like what the true chain of command is. Obviously you have like ownership,
50 feet of shit,
Yeah.
everyone else.
but I feel like, yes, these owners like are involved to a certain degree and probably know like a bit of ball, like, but they just don't know the amount of ball that like the general managers and the rest of the staff does. Like that's their entire job, that's their entire lives. Like the fucking Walton family, like they're busy about raising popcorn prices. Like there's just other shit. Like a kid died on the Ferris wheel last week. Like we need to like give our attention there. And the Minnesota Vikings are like, our cornerback died last week. So they're both just dealing with death. But
I was like, it makes no sense because now they're going to hire a GM and they're like, here's a group of players that you definitely did not want. Go nuts.
But if you look at like the history, not too far back, but just like say the last 15, like 20 years of the Vikings draft classes, like obviously you're not going to hit on them every single year and have just this amazing draft class, but it's just like, especially for Kwesi, the last couple of years when he was GM, like he did not have very good drafts. So I think the Vikings were almost like reverse jinxing themselves by being like, okay, we can't have a GM draft a shitty class if we don't have a GM. And they're like, Brian Flores, the floor is yours. Draft whoever you want.
Well, other than the Rams picking a 5th round quarterback, 13th overall, the Vikings pick was far and away objectively the worst pick of the first round. Like everyone hated it. I hope it works out for the dude, but
well, yeah, when you don't have a GM and then like you draft a guy who has broken his foot twice in the last 8 months, there's some question marks to be had there. It is definitely a gamble. It's definitely a reach. There's no denying that whatsoever. But I think they just see the potential in the guy when he's fully healthy. It's happy May, by the way. We're into May 2026. So, like, there's still some time here. Really not much, though. There's not like a crazy amount of time, but like there's still time for like him to get healthy and up to speed. But he also just broke his foot again at the combine. So it's just like, okay, does this guy have a foot? Let's just check on that first. Does he still have a foot?
We drafted a hospital with our 1st round pick. But the Panthers GM, I think, is like the new John Gruden in the way he speaks. And I have a clip I'm going to play for you. I want you to count how many times this dude can say the word man.
I was about to say, he must be saying man a lot.
That's awesome.
Sam, what's up, man?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, how you feel about being a Panther, man?
Oh man, that's awesome. That sounds awesome.
Who you with?
I'm with my family right now.
Awesome, man. Congrats, man. We're excited to have you. I'm gonna hand you off to our owner, David Tepper, okay? All right, man. Congrats.
Thank you.
That's using man too many times. He said 7.
You want to know why? Because he forgot his name immediately. And he's like, who the hell are we drafting? I've never heard of this guy once.
Yeah,
Was that the O lineman that they took right after the Vikings took that Banks guy?
no, that was they were drafting Sam Beck. He's like a center or something in the 3rd or 5th round or something. I don't know. He'll be a decent like backup offensive lineman, but overusing man. He's Gruden. That's like what people think Gruden is. Like, I'll tell you what, man, this man knows what he's doing, man.
Well,
Gruden doesn't really do that a lot. Dan Morgan does.
I think that's more Frank Caliendo acting like Gruden saying man a bunch.
And then we've just like the Mandela effect think that the actual Gruden did that because well, I told you that if I do the Gruden face long enough, my contact will fall out. It'll just boop.
Do the Gruden face for the rest of the episode.
I could not. My eyes would explode. It like legitimately hurts.
Well, the Panthers had the pick right after the Vikings in the 1st round, and they took an offensive lineman from Georgia, and that's who I wanted the Vikings to take because I guarantee you, calling it now, May 3rd, 2026, the 2026 season is going to be riddled with the Vikings having offensive line issues and or injuries, and we're going to be looking back saying, wow, we really shouldn't have taken that guy who broke his foot twice and within 4 months of each other. Like, we really should have taken that all-pro rookie of the year offensive lineman that the Panthers took, man. I'll tell you what.
And Dan Morgan's just manning it up. He's like a middle linebacker for 10 years and for sure has CTE. And the Panthers owner's like, this guy should be our new GM, man.
I don't like what's so wrong. Wasn't Belichick the GM/coach?
Yeah, there's only like the Texans did it with what's his nuts too, but he sucked at it. Belichick was good at it.
Wait, with
Bill
Cleary O'Brien.
Bill O'Brien, yep.
The guy who just says the F-bomb every 3 words.
Yeah. Well, other sports news. So the Concordia Moorhead University baseball team, someone went into their baseball field and stole all of the bases, including the pitcher's mound, which I want to warn everyone, it is very hard to get a pitcher's mound out. It is like 2 feet down and it's just a block of rubber.
Yeah, it's like a gravestone. It is buried deep, like with zero intention of it going. It's not like soft dirt around it. It's not like sand.
So 2 weeks go by. They have their backup bases in as they're ordering new ones. Someone steals the bases again, and they had to like postpone a game or something. And university officials were like, yeah, we're thinking about getting security cameras for the baseball stadium. I'm like, you don't have security cameras?
Something it was kind of a bit of an oversight. We didn't really think, we were just so excited about the new baseball field we forgot to put in security cameras.
Wasn't in the budget. I don't know. They're like, we're gonna have campus security drive around more. It's like, oh yeah, campus security. That's really gonna do it.
Or what if they're like, I think we're gonna start pressing record on the security cameras. It's like, okay, so they had them there for show. Got it.
Yeah, they were the fake ones. They're like, the idea of a security camera is better than actual security cameras. Turns out not true.
But like, isn't that somewhat common for stadiums? Because you ever follow that dude on like Facebook or Instagram that just sneaks into stadiums and see if he can get onto the field?
Yeah, but those are like closed stadiums that like he just like goes
They're
into
not
like
all closed. They're like active stadiums. It's not like during a game day.
Yeah, it's not like during a game. He just like walks through, finds an open door, and goes onto the field.
Yeah, but if there's nobody, like if you still have security cameras, there's not an event that day. Is there still not security on hand? Like at least they're probably napping in the office, which is the issue. But it's like, oh, there's nobody here today, and you see movement on one camera, and it's just some guy just like checking if doors are locked or unlocked. It's kind of a dead giveaway to be like, maybe we should go check on this person trying to break in here.
Well, I mean, you went to an actual college that had its own police force. The college I went to, the only security they had was like a 85-year-old dude driving around in like a 2004 Dodge Caravan van.
Yeah, I don't know if I ran into him one time when I was on your campus, or it was like an RA or somebody, but I was definitely just walking with like a case of beer, and like from a distance somebody like tried to say something to me like, "Hey, stop it." And I just go, "Fuck you." Just ran to like my car or whatever and peeled out of there. It's like I
I
don't go
remember
to
there
this
was
school.
there was one time that I like got caught carrying a case of beer in, and I was like, I don't even go here. He's like, okay, well then you just have to leave. I'm like, cool. Just went back to my car, and then I like saw him in the cafeteria later, and he's like, don't go here, huh?
I don't. You guys have killer chicken tenders.
Yeah, it's obviously you've never had the diarrhea from this cafeteria. It is fantastic.
Some of the best stuff out there. Matt, let me ask you this. Is it still technically robbing a home run if the ball wasn't going to make it out of the park in the first place?
It's all about the theatrics of it.
Yeah,
You can
because just this,
call. I think if you hit the wall and you jumped, I'm gonna call that robbing a home run regardless. I don't want to like do the sports science where it's like that clearly wasn't getting out. It's like if you were jumped up against the wall, hit the wall, caught it with your glove, sure.
but like when they just make it, a little bit more, look a little bit more difficult and dramatic than it actually is. Because just this last week, I can't remember which game, but they robbed a home run and they basically caught it right next to like the top of the fence and then like ran into it right
Yeah.
afterwards. It's like I'm thinking like Torrey Hunter center field Metrodome, like getting hops and just snagging it out of the air.
Yeah. I think if there was a legitimate like stat for robbing home runs, yeah, then let's have that conversation. But if there's not, it's kind of all up like it's a subjective idea of robbing a home run. It's like technically a good catch down the first base line could be robbing a home run then because if the guy's super fast, that's inside the Parker.
Yeah, I hear you. What about randomly themed podcasts? Should we start one? Do you listen to any of them?
No, not really. I see clips of a guy that he's not affiliated with the Savannah Bananas, but he just watches every Savannah Banana game and he has like the Banana Breakdown podcast. It's wildly popular, but like I feel like the Savannah Bananas could have just their own podcasts and it would be objectively better than like a guy who's really into it, which is really weird being a grown man being into fake baseball.
Yeah, just an exhibition baseball team.
I always thought about like a weird one would be like, welcome to No Brains, No Headache, the official podcast of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea.
Well, all I had written down was a deviled egg themed podcast.
Dude, I'd be on board. So I was not a big devil. You're going to get me going on deviled eggs, but I wasn't a big deviled eggs guy. Until I went to this spot in Omaha. It has since closed because apparently no one is really into deviled eggs.
not that much.
But they just had like 40 different types of deviled eggs. Like there was a chicken bacon ranch deviled egg. There was like a hamburger deviled egg. There was one that I thought was like they were like an everything bagel deviled eggs, and it's just a normal deviled egg that had everything bagel seasoning on it. It was like, okay, you're not really breaking the bank there, but it was really cool and really good. And I was like the only one in there, and there was also a guy playing live music to literally just me. Most awkward situation I've ever been in.
Just hammering deviled eggs, getting one-on-one with the live music, and then just wrecking the toilet after.
Yeah, he's like, you got any requests? And I was like, can you stop playing?
You got any requests? You guys are all out of toilet paper.
Yeah. Don't go in the bathroom for at least an hour.
Toilet's clogged. I didn't want to say anything, but since you brought it up. Yeah, I saw this very sophisticated recipe of somebody making deviled eggs, and they like, first of all, they boiled the deviled eggs in some like soy sauce type mixture on a smoker, and then even smoke the eggs like on top of that. It was just like the thing about deviled eggs is, they're very time consuming and delicate. However, worth it. But I mean, you open up a deviled egg themed restaurant. How much time is just going into prep? What are they charging?
It was like, so you got like, so they cut the eggs in half and you get 3 halves. So it's kind of like sushi rolls, how they would come out. And I think it was like $6 or $8 a piece. So like it wasn't cheap by any means. But it also wasn't popular by any means. So it's kind of hard to make money.
Yeah, I can't imagine it was awkward for that musical performer person for when you did go to the bathroom and they were officially singing to nobody.
See, part of me thinks that guy actually owned the restaurant because he was in such a yeah, he's just in such a weird area of the restaurant. I was like, and then like his wife was cooking. He's like, honey, you take over. We have no customers. I'm gonna go get the guitar ready. That'll bring people in.
Why were you by yourself?
I wasn't. I was with like 2 other people, but it was really weird.
Oh, for dramatic effect.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, if I ended up in Omaha
at one time.
Yeah. If I ended up in Omaha and I went to a deviled eggs themed restaurant by myself, that is a cry for help. Much like the leather jacket I bought 2 weeks ago. Why hasn't anyone said anything about that?
I didn't know you bought a leather jacket.
It's so bad.
If any of your friends go to an obscure place like Omaha, Nebraska, and they're checking out a deviled egg themed restaurant by themselves, maybe just check in on them.
I'm assuming it's their last meal before they jump off a bridge.
If you ever find yourself in that situation, maybe just offer your friend to like sleep on your couch, and then watch them all night. Suicide watch is what I'm trying to say here.
Well, last night I watched my sister's dogs, and one of them literally every 45 minutes would stand up in bed and go, "Hoof!" and then lay back down. So it just wake me up. So I didn't sleep at all last night. I watched the entire 17th season of American Pickers on Netflix all last night.
How many episodes is that?
A good amount. I think there was like 12.
A good amount.
I could tell you for.
Please don't tell me, Matt. We probably should get into it. We're coming up on 28 minutes of housekeeping. This is No Brains, No Headache podcast, episode 297.
Okay. Let's party.
I had my doctor's appointment, my yearly one, if you will. It was kind of weird because I made the appointment like 2 months ago, and then my doctor, I'm pretty sure, died in the meantime.
Like while charting your information?
No, they were like, yeah, he no longer works here at a medical emergency. So I had to see a new doctor, and I've been seeing the same doctor for like 20 years and kind of knew everything about me, probably listened to the pod. So listenership's going to go down a little bit, but the new doctor, you kind of have to feel out. So like, I just lied about everything I've ever done in my entire life. So she's like, how many times do you drink per week? And I was like, I really had to think about it, maybe twice a week on like a real busy week. Count it out. I've drank every single day this week.
That'll happen sometimes.
And then she's like, oh, that's not bad. And then I was like, yeah. And she's like, how many times do you have more than 6 drinks? And I was like, I would say like once a month, maybe once every 2 months. I bet I have 6 drinks 4 times a week.
Just like over half the month you're topping the 6 drink mark.
And then they did a urine sample for the first time in forever.
Why?
I don't know. But apparently it's not a funny joke to say, what do you guys test for in this? what type
Why
of
is that not a
drug?
funny joke? Oh, like
No,
the
I was
drug?
like, do you guys test for cocaine? They're like, what? And I was like, I'm kidding, just a joke. But seriously,
She's like, we weren't going to, but pen clicks. I'll make sure they do that. Yeah, if somebody's taking your urine sample, I think it's within your right to be like, okay, what's the urine for? Because if you're just testing if it smells like asparagus or not, I'll just tell you right now, the answer is yes.
oh, and I was just crippling dehydrated from drinking the night before. Yeah, so they were like,
How many times are you hungover in a week? It rarely is. You're just
it might
hungover.
be pretty much. It'd be easier to tell you how many times I'm not hungover in a week, maybe once. But yeah, she was giving me shit about like my blood pressure being high. It's like, well, one, all I've eaten today was Chex Mix, and I've had no water, and I'm kind of hungover.
I'm actually having one of those days right now. I had maybe like a sip of water earlier, but then I just had a large coffee after that. And then, so I've been forcing the water down. It's like, gosh, why does my stomach hurt? I'm shaky and anxious. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The last night staying at my sister's, I was like, she got any booze around here? And I find that she has like no real mixers or anything that I want, but she has like, I was like, oh, Kettle One vodka. And I like just pour like a shot of it. And then I like look at it and it's like cucumber mint. And I was like, that can't be
Ooh.
that bad. Put it in my mouth and I'm just gonna be like,
Does she have security cameras? We need to get that footage.
nah, it's maybe inside. I don't know. That'd be
I
funny.
think everybody thinks like, oh, like I'll just do a shot of vodka for whatever reason. It won't be that bad. Every time that happens, you're like, that was a mistake.
Yeah, I usually do that with tequila.
Tequila is a little bit more understandable of ordering a straight shot, but I used to drink with a fella who like the bartender would come down and be like, "Oh, I'll do a beer, I'll do a high noon, I'll do a whiskey coke," and he's like, "I'll do a shot of your well vodka with a Sprite chaser," and it's just like, you're not gonna get anything else with that, and they're like, nope, and like
Yeah.
it's so weird when a bartender brings around a shot glass, not just a little plastic Dixie cup thing, like a legit glass one.
Yep.
And like that's sitting in front of you. Maybe at the airport, like a beer and a bump kind of thing, I can
Yep.
get. But yeah, tequila, I'll understand.
That was maybe my favorite part about Austin is every bar, there's a million bars on 6th Street. So they're all competing with each other. So they all have like, it's like $5 or $6 for a can of Lone Star beer and a shot of tequila. So you're just doing beer and a bump all night long.
I mean, it would be financially irresponsible for you to not do that.
Which was because when I signed up for Kill Tony and I was like, that bar that we were waiting in had like a really good deal like that. And I was like, I honestly hope I don't get drunk because I am shit faced right now.
I do not want to leave this awesome bar. That's brutal. Matt, got a little scenario to run by you. So you can go one free date. You get to go on a date with one of these women. I want to know who you're going with. First option, Selma Hayek. Pick number 2, noted porn star Angela White. Number 3, international pop star Billie Eilish. Number 4, noted porn star Kendra Luss. Number 5, Sofia Vergara. Or the last one, which is the complete wild card. I actually had to look up her name because I couldn't remember it. Anya Taylor-Joy. You get your option, one of the 6. I don't know, I just randomly came across this. And I thought it'd be interesting to hear your feedback. Who would be the most fun, you think? And why is it one of the 2 porn stars?
Yeah, I was like, it's 100% one of the 2 porn stars.
Okay, that's pretty much what I was getting at. I was just like, okay, if you did like 6 celebrities That would probably be more of a debate, but and then you just sprinkle in 2 porn stars. It's like, okay, I think we've narrowed this down to one of 2 people.
I mean, Selma Hayek is like 1A for me.
Yeah, but once again, with the porn stars, I feel like that's just gonna. I mean, it's really just gonna tie the night together nicely. We'll just say that.
Yeah, best 34 seconds of her life.
Of
I
your
don't
life.
know. I don't find Billie Eilish all that attractive. I'm a big Halsey guy.
Ooh, yeah, I could have. This is like such a random crew of people minus the 2 porn stars, of course, but
Well, I just went on to my favorite random celebrity generator and I was like, who would I take on a date? And the first one that popped up was Jeff Gordon.
probably be a pretty good time.
Jessica Alba's on this one. Jennifer Aniston, Natalie Portman, Jessica Chastain,
Well,
and Kobe Bryant.
That would be a little difficult, but the one I did see something about Billie Eilish earlier. It was like a quote from her, and she's like, "You can choose to eat meat, you can choose to love animals, but you can't do both." It's like, okay, actually, you can, but thanks for just forcing what you think I should eat upon me.
Yeah, it's not like
Appreciate
we're
that.
eating like, yeah, I ate my neighbor's dog yesterday. It's like we're eating like something that's pretty much bred to be eaten.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't think Billie Eilish has ever been around cows before. They do nothing. They serve no other purpose.
Yeah, unless it's like a Highland cow, then that'd be
Maybe a
sweet pet.
Holstein.
I almost bought a North American river otter on some website until I found out it was $12,000.
What were you gonna do with this river otter had you acquired it?
Kind of like a Mr. Popper penguin situation where I would just turn my garage into an otter sanctuary. It would have
Well,
financially ruined me, but
I mean, you could turn your garage into a otter sanctuary now that you moved all that porn out of there. Took up a lot of space.
Well, I told you about the ladies that were going through my garbage, like looking for stuff.
Yes.
Oh, look at this, the Ass Prentice. I'm like, okay.
Who's your pick, Matt? I think I know who I'm going with. Do you need me to remind you of the selections?
I would say Selma Hayek, followed very closely by Angela White.
Going Angela White out of the 2 porn stars.
Yeah, not really sure.
Selma Hayek's got to be the richest one out of this group, right?
Yeah, and probably tied for first for biggest yugs.
I think your 2 picks have the biggest boobs out of them all. No, I really should have sent you this so you could see. I got to go with Kendra Lust. I mean, she's got to be. I mean, she's buying, right?
Oh, for sure. I'm poor.
Yeah, I'm poor. I believe is how you pronounce that word. So no Billie Eilish. I just don't see us, having that great of a time. What about Sofia Vergara? I mean, kind of underrated there.
Her voice pisses me off.
Okay. All right. Decision made. Looks like Matt and I are going on dates with a couple of porn stars.
Like you said, I threw away a bunch of things in my garage and got rid of most of my furniture, and I had spent most of last week just putting furniture together now.
Did it all showed up?
Yep. And I found out that I would motivate myself. I should have told this to my doctor, that I would motivate myself with every piece of furniture I put together. I got to have 1 shot of vodka.
What's with you and shots of vodka lately? Is everything okay?
I won a bunch of vodka in that silent auction, so it's really the only thing I have to drink at my house.
And you were saying?
But so I'm putting together and I get to like the couch, which is the last thing I'm putting together. And I had about a couple drinks at this point, and I was like, they forgot all of the legs to the couch except for one. So
Why
I'm
don't you just use the blocks from your old couch that you threw in the burn pile?
different size couch that wouldn't fit.
Terrific.
And also I paid not great money for this new couch, and I wanted the legs. So I send this email to, I'm assuming this Chinese based company, like I don't recognize the name.
A strongly worded email.
It was like, I don't know what kind of racket you guys are running over there. But my couch came with one of the 6 or one of the 4 legs. And then I found out when reading the instructions that it was supposed to be 6 legs. And so I sent another email and I was like, correction, one of the 6 legs. And then I'm moving stuff out of the way. And as I move one of like the arms, all of the legs fall out of the arm. I'm like, oh, I had them the whole time. So I sent them an email back just saying, disregard.
Thanks for hiding the legs.
Yeah. But I was hot. I was so pissed because I got like the entire couch together and then just didn't have the legs. And I was like, what am I gonna do here? And it's one of those things, just overreact to everything.
Sounds like a real Nad Rod situation.
Yeah, I was pretty pissed. Especially because putting together stuff, they're like, you could be able to put this coffee table together in 15 minutes. I'm like, maybe if I had 40 Filipinos with me, this is going to be impossible.
Yeah, no, I feel like a mistake you'll make when assembling furniture is like assuming that you'll get it done in X amount of time. It's like, why don't you take double that and add 10 because that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. Or it's like, why did I get this together with a bunch of extra screws and then the whole thing just falls apart?
Did I tell you that I wrote a strongly worded email to my apartment people asking them why the garbage lady was doing the garbage at 2:30 in the morning on a Tuesday night? On a Tuesday night!
What if you put that video embedded in the email?
I
Who
sent
the
them
fuck
pictures.
has...
No, I literally was like, I'm like, why? Like, because there's like this garbage compactor thingy, and it's just got this like high pitched like whining sound, and then it does like beeps as well. It was fucking 2:30 in the morning. Yeah, and they're just chopping it up like they haven't seen each other in 10 years at 2:30 in the morning. It's like, okay, what kind of racket you guys running down there?
Yeah, there should be like quiet hours. That goes for the staff too.
No, I agree 100%. I'll be honest, like I've been the biggest complainer, but it's like, all right, sorry for asking for a little bit of peace and quiet.
Yeah. I was paying for like a Section 8 housing apartment. I would expect this.
I also did holler at the homeless guy rifling through my garbage finally. It's just the garbage just seems to be just a point of contention.
You should just start
ass
burning your
naked on my belt.
You should start just burning your garbage
On my balcony. Just light it on fire, just throw it off my balcony.
onto the homeless guy going through the garbage.
Here, go through this.
Yeah. I feel like there's some stuff that comes up in my life that should be a huge inconvenience, and I'm like, whatever. And then something that's like the smallest thing ever, I just explode on. I don't really have like a good. I mean, I went to a deviled eggs place by myself, so I don't really have a good like emotional connection to what I should be getting mad about.
Like emotionally intelligent.
Yeah, I'm emotionally dumb.
Some people would find that very attractive. Dating with intention. Proverbs 13:12. 2 hours later.
Yeah.
2 hours later, just getting wobbly H'd in the Texas Roadhouse bathroom.
Yeah, like the one guy that kept commenting on our Instagram, the N-word, and I kept reporting him, and Instagram wouldn't do anything about it. And I clicked on his profile, and his profile was
A picture of a black guy.
no, it was a picture of a pickup truck as his profile picture, and then the only thing in his profile, like bio, just said, "All things are possible through Christ," and I'm like, including writing the N-word on some random.
Including being a hypocritical racist.
Yeah, it's like, you know who else probably didn't use the N-word a lot? Jesus Christ.
I doubt it. Probably not. Is that on Kalshi? Can we bet on that?
Yeah, what you buy into the market of, was Jesus Christ a racist?
I don't think we'll ever find a result for that.
I will look it up on Google AI.
Apparently he's coming soon, though. I also don't understand Mormons. We just keep meeting more and more of them. It kind of pisses me off, to be honest.
Yeah, apparently Jesus didn't like women.
Yeah, he never got laid.
Isn't there like a part of the Phoenix area that is like a Mormon hotbed?
Yeah, it's like Gilbert.
Yeah, it's just like a
South Gilbert, Santan, like Queen Creek, like
it's just Mormons.
It's just coffee shop, Mormon temple. Coffee shop, Mormon temple. Blockbuster.
I miss Blockbuster.
Yeah, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I don't know. Mormons piss me off. I feel like I had something really good. I'm also, kind of fucking stupid. So just bear with me here.
Yeah, I've been having a real no, you remember like a year or two ago I had like a dumb month where I just couldn't do anything.
Weren't you concussed?
Probably. Yeah, that was when
you biffed it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. I was
definitely kept doing deep dives on Wikipedia.
It's still my favorite thing to do.
That's a clear sign you're concussed.
Yeah. I love Wikipedia so much.
Was that your overreacting comment there?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I want to know, Matt? And honestly, the rest of my points are just things that upset me that I disagree with. What's with the people who are like early risers? Like, I feel like my general thought is like 6 a.m. is pretty early for me. Like, it's manageable, but early. Then we go to like 5 o'clock. It's like, okay, like I can still I get it. Get a jump on the day, watch the sunrise, whatever. Then I started seeing 4 a.m. and I'm like, oh, okay. Like, you got to be going to bed and be asleep by like no later than 9 p.m. And like when I was living in North Dakota, that just wasn't going to happen from the months of like May to September. Like, it's just not going to happen.
No, you're not going to
like
go
if
to bed.
The sun is still going down and it's my bedtime. It's called the circadian rhythm for a reason.
Yeah, the only time I can go to bed before 9 is if I have 9,000 drinks.
Yeah, I had a belly full of sushi yesterday. I was pretty much dead to the world by like 11 p.m. It was awesome. I popped right up at 6 a.m. this morning. Kind of an issue.
Well, it's like Mark Wahlberg's schedule that he came out with.
Well, and that's where I'm kind of leaning towards, man. I'm starting to see people waking up at 3 a.m. Is that even at what point are we just going to be like, my day is from 10 p.m. till 10 a.m. and then I go to bed so I can wake up early the next day.
Well,
at 10 p.m.
Here's Mark
on the day.
Here's Mark Wahlberg's schedule, and you are just gonna explode when you hear this. 2:30 a.m. Wake up.
See, it's getting worse. At what point is it just gonna be like midnight? I go to bed at fucking 4 p.m. and I start my day. The moment the new day starts, I start it too.
And then 2:45 prayer time. So apparently it takes him 15 minutes to wake up, and then he prays for a half hour. And then he eats breakfast for 45 minutes.
Okay, these people do not account for the fact of taking just a morning dump.
Yeah, I'm sure he's wake up, immediately blow up my toilets.
Wake up at 7:45, get off toilet, into shower immediately.
Yeah. So he eats breakfast at 3:15 a.m.
God damn it.
Then he goes and works out for an hour and 35 minutes. Then he has another meal at 5:30. So before 5:30, he's had 2 meals.
You think his kids are like, shut the fuck up, I'm trying to sleep, Dad?
And then he takes an hour and a half shower.
No.
It says 6 a.m. shower. And then at 7:30, he goes golfing.
Yeah, that's the coolest part so far.
And then at 9:30, he does a cryo chamber.
What is he, golfing 9 only?
I'm assuming so. Or I don't know. It's before everyone is up. So maybe he can golf 18 in 2 hours. And then 11 o'clock, he has family time, meetings, and work calls.
At 11 a.m.
Yeah.
Knowing his kid's not in school.
Your dad's Mark Wahlberg. You're not going to work a day in your life.
That's true. This is true.
Then he has lunch at 1 p.m. Then he has meetings and work calls. Then he goes and picks up his kids from school at 3. So I don't know like what the...
So we have family time at 11 and then they get picked up from school at 3.
I don't know. Then he eats a snack for a half hour. Then he works out again at 4 p.m.
This guy still hasn't taken into account like his second dump of the day. I've yet to hear like...
Yeah, I'm assuming he's eating a lot of protein, so it's going to be like a good 30-minute hold on to something tight.
Oh, you know he's getting his fiber on.
Yeah. Showers at 5 p.m., dinner, family time from 5:30, and then at 7:30 p.m., he goes to bed.
Here's the issue with... There's 2 issues with that schedule. It never works out like that. Like, have you ever tried to dial out your day like to exact T? It kind of works, but usually not. Usually, like, what if you have to be somewhere and traffic is bad? What if you have to take a dump?
Yeah, my whole day could be ruined before it gets going. Where I'm like,
if anything, my dumps are the only thing that is planned. It's clockwork.
Yeah, yeah. If anything, that's the only thing that my body's used to. It's like, well, between 7:15 and 7:45, this is going to be expelling some demons.
But the other problem is the moment you go off of that schedule, which I'm sure he does all the time with, oh, hey, there's a movie premiere, starts at 8:30 p.m. after you should be an hour into your REM cycle, throws everything off.
Or yeah, it's like one of his friends like, hey, you want to go out to drinks tomorrow night? It's like, yeah, could you do 3:30 p.m.? That's usually when I'm winding things down for the day.
Yeah. It's just not how it works.
I see, I like to do these deep dives down Wikipedia and IMDb. I like to find old movies that have insane casts. And I've been on record saying Angels in the Outfield and Spy Kids 3D. Spy Kids 3D being the best. And I found one that would absolutely rival Spy Kids 3D. Go look at the Prince of Egypt cast.
Okay.
Val Kilmer.
Which one is that? Is that the animated one?
Yep. Sandra Bullock, Steve Martin, Martin Short, Patrick Stewart, Michelle Pfeiffer, Jeff Goldblum.
Wow.
Danny Glover's in it, I think. Just an insane cast. And I'm missing like Ralph Fiennes. Played Lord Voldemort. He was in that.
Yeah, I was about to say that was like one of the first ones I saw.
Yeah.
I don't remember this movie. I mean, I've seen it.
It's basically, so this guy lives with a bunch of brothers and he's the youngest one and he gets like special treatment. So his brothers sell him as a slave. And then he goes to Egypt and becomes like the prince of Egypt because he teaches them how to like water crops. And they're like, this guy's a god. So they make him the prince of Egypt. Then his family comes back and he realized that his parents had another son. And now they treat the youngest one with like respect. So he like jails all of his brothers, then forgives them. And then
Okay, so it's like Gladiator meets Slumdog Millionaire.
I don't, how did you get to that on anything that I just said?
They sold them into slavery. Gladiator, they like fuck them up.
Okay, I guess. Yeah, I'll give you Gladiator. Slumdog Millionaire might be the worst reference.
Okay, Gladiator meets The Emperor's New Groove.
Oh, I love The Emperor's New Groove. Cusco.
Or whatever his name is.
How high do you think the guy was when he wrote The Emperor's New Groove? All right, so there's going to be this emperor and he's going to become a donkey and then
Isn't it a llama?
yeah, he's a llama. Do not correct me.
You said donkey.
I was paraphrasing.
Yeah, I guess. It's all the same. It's all the same.
My family just texted me and said that they're heading down to a taco food truck downtown. So,
Should probably wrap this up soon.
yeah.
No, I need some food after this. I'm thinking I might just get a classic cheese pizza. Haven't had one. Well, I've had one recently, but one to myself.
I haven't had
I haven't had a classic cheese pizza and well, it's like you've been like 2 weeks, but what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Oh, things I don't like. People who smoke cigs but don't drink or do drugs. I don't like it.
Most of the time, those people are recovering drug or alcohol addicts.
Yeah, I know, but it still kind of pisses me off. There's like a Mormon who's just crushing cigs and nothing else.
I don't know. It's not terrible.
What if they're not a recovering alcoholic and they're like, oh, I don't drink, I don't do drugs. And then they just pull out a cigarette and just light it up. It's like, okay. Do you ever think that, like, if you are recovering from drugs and alcohol, like, I get it, cigarettes are legal and, like, you're allowed to just chain smoke them as much as you want within some reasonability. But, like, I would prefer if you drank and did drugs if we're going to light up a cigarette. Can I have a preference?
I don't really, it's kind of the same to me, but I went to this one wedding where the groom was like a recovering addict and he had like 160 groomsmen because it was all of the guys he went to rehab with. And literally all of them smoked. I think he had 17 people in his wedding party. And I'm like, I legitimately don't think I have 17 friends. I don't think I have 7 friends.
I know you don't.
Let's see. I could bring my cat.
Your local bartender.
They would probably be more than happy.
It's like your boss.
A couple homeless guys.
Your wedding party would be like Paul Rudd's and I Love You, Man.
Just like, oh, what's that guy's deal? He works at a gas station by my house. I see him quite a bit. So
yeah.
What's his last name? I have no idea.
What's his first name? Also have no idea. It's just been saying, hey man, how you doing, man? Good, man.
How you doing, man? You thinking about becoming a Panther, man? Well, man, I'm gonna hand you over to our man of a man, owner, man. Thanks, man.
Yeah, Matt, you would definitely have just a Paul Rudd-esque I love you, man.
It's like the cousin I haven't talked to in 30 years.
Or just like an old classmate that you had to do like a science project with in like the 3rd grade.
Oh God.
What was your state project in the 3rd grade? Do you remember?
Maryland.
Yeah, I got North Carolina.
Maryland has the hardest flag to draw.
Oh yeah, that one is brutal.
I remember mine sucked something awful. And like the teacher was like, this is not very good. And I was like, I'm not a good artist. And I have the hardest flag to draw. It's like, what do they eat in Maryland? I'm like, I don't know what every other state around them eats.
Crab cakes.
It's like, well, they have the Chesapeake Bay. That's cool. They have Baltimore, which is the highest crime rate per capita in the US. So that's also cool.
What if for the state project they're like, all right, and yours is North Dakota? It's like, we live in North Dakota.
Yeah, it's like, I learned so many new things. Our state sport is domestic violence.
The state flag is just the American flag outside of the bar, of course.
Whatever happened to people putting flags in front of their house? Do you remember like flag poles that would
I remember flag poles
that were at like an angle? I feel like we had one for like every season and stuff, and now I never see them.
Oh, like the one that
Yeah,
not like the gigantic.
No, not like, why don't people have 40-foot flag poles in their front yard anymore?
You're just out every morning playing the bugle as you're raising your flag. Just full attention. Just chiefing down a cig.
Chiefing down a cig while I listen to Amazing Grace on a broken boombox. Just in my whitey tighties.
People who tuck their ears into their hat. I don't like it.
Yeah. People that wear backward fitted caps.
People who wear forward fitted caps with their ears tucked.
Any fitted cap will do.
What's your hat? What are you wearing?
It is Rockin'
and
Bar Bozeman, Montana. It's corduroy too.
Where'd you get that?
A friend gave it to me.
Oh, you didn't even get it from Bozeman, Montana?
Nope, but I looked up. The bar is still alive. And it's a vintage one when it has the green underbelly.
You betcha.
Okay,
That's
let's get out of here.
That's all I got. Thanks for listening.
Yep. Follow us on social media or do whatever.